That Naturopathic Podcast. TNP.
Hello there.
Hi, and thanks for joining us. I'm Dr. Michelle Pobega, naturopathic doctor.
And I'm Dr. David Miller, ND, and we hear your frustrations. This show is for you.
This show is for you if you're feeling like your current healthcare strategy is not getting to the root cause or the underlying reasons for your health.
This show is for you if you've been told that you're fine, but you definitely don't feel very well.
This show is for you if you're walking out of your doctor's office with 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5 medications without any mention of diet, lifestyle, or a long-term game plan.
This show is for you if you've got several specialists taking care of you, but no one is really putting all the pieces together.
This show is for you if you believe that health should be part of healthcare. These problems have solutions.
We know it.
Our patients know it.
And we want you to know it.
Naturopathic medicine is the solution that you should know about.
Okay, welcome to another episode of That Naturopathic Podcast. Dr. Dave and the solo here, no Michelle, which means less fun. But I'm going to try and keep it really short. And it will be even really much shorter for those of you who, one, have a fundamental belief against homeopathy, as if 250 years of medical doctors and other clinicians are all delusional and crazy and there's nothing to it. So if you're anti-homeopathy, you can turn it off and listen again maybe next week. That would be a good reason. And if you're not tired and wired, or if you don't know, someone in your practice or you personally are wired, a phenomenon I see a lot of times being tired and wired, it's kind of a weird combination, right? So you're running on adrenaline, but the yin is not there. There's no depth to the energy that that you have. It's like adrenaline rush and you just crash. So this goes out to anyone who is wired and or sees patients who are wired, which is basically a lot of the people I see. So very short homeopathic hit today. Okay, I want to talk to you about one remedy to make it easy. It's called Argentum NITRICUM. Okay, and I'm not going to go into homeopathy and make a case for it. For those of you, it won't serve anyone here. If you either like it, then I don't need to tell you. And if you don't like it, you've already turned your podcast off to another more conventional podcast. But listen, I don't use homeopathy exclusively. I use it when it seems to have a role. It's like a bicycle kick when you're playing soccer. Like, you don't need to do a bicycle kick all the time, but there's a time and a place for it. Okay, I could do a better analogy maybe, but here's the time when you want to use this remedy. Argentum NITRICUM, I use in office. I use 30C and 200C, and I get people to try these. Okay, so if a homeopathic is going to work for something that you have a symptom for right here, right now, it should start working within, in my experience, 10 minutes. Okay, a remedy is probably going to cost you $10. It might cost your ego something if you believe that they don't work, and then it does work, and you feel like, oh my God, I shouldn't have hated homeopathy all along. Well, whatever, deal with it. This homeopathic remedy is for nerves, and traditionally probably used for hypertension, heart conditions, anxiety, and a kind of impulsiveness would be the more traditional side of things. I find it basically important if I know the person has some issue with their nerves, and that nerve issue can be on the sort of the physical sort of like structural level, like they actually have neuropathy maybe, or if I touch them and they're hypersensitive in a certain area, or if I touch their skull or down the spine and it's hypersensitive. It really has an affinity for nerves. How the hell it works, I don't know. Maybe someone can do several PhDs figuring that out some other time, but for now, I'm letting you know I get really good, reliable results with using Argentum NITRICUM when I think there's an issue with the nerves themselves, or perhaps the psychological mental manifestation of nerve issues where there's just you're wired and irritable, and you can fly off the sort of emotional regulation hook fairly easily. So remember, 2 to 3 of these little pills under the tongue is what I do in clinic. That doesn't mean you're going to do it every day, right? You're going to get some help. Hopefully this is not medical advice or, treatment advice, but I'm telling you what I use in clinic because I think that's valuable. And if you're a clinician, you should have this remedy in your office, and you should try it with people that are wired and just watch them for 10 minutes. Okay, so Argentum nitricum, 2 to 3 under the tongue. For the person who's wired or nerve issues, or maybe nerve issues affecting heart, panic, sort of panic attack type symptoms. I'm assuming it has some influence on the cardiac and vagal plexi or plexuses. Is actually what you're supposed to say. So give this remedy a shot if you are wired. Okay, and what you may notice when you're tired and wired, tired plus wired minus wired equals tired. So what sometimes you will see in yourself, or maybe with your patients, is that after taking it, you feel kind of tired. Okay, that's because you've subtracted a bit of wired. So I get people to use this just sort of as needed, as a kind of chill pill. And that's not all I do, but it is very, very helpful as a sort of very safe, inexpensive, very convenient to administer chill pill. So Argentum nitricum 30C, 200C, check it out. If you're wired, look into it a bit and see if that fits with the plans of your regulated healthcare practitioner. Okay, thanks for joining me on this very short podcast this week.